So currently just putting some privacy, the smallest amount of privacy in these windows. Got some film that you put on top. It creates a nice like mosaic stained glass effect. And just, I mean, I've lost the day already given how I woke up with my mental health, and it was quite hard this morning to deal with what I was being asked to face. So I sat down and I made a 2-hour live stream, and got myself in a place where I could get up and go about my day and my life again. The summary of that 2-hour live stream that I can't believe anybody's ever going to watch was that it's almost like I can see the change happening in my life, or that's the only thing I can take from all of this trauma that I'm being asked to go through on a daily basis. It's a case of I see that life is asking me to restructure my perception of the world and how I relate to it, and getting really real with it. So on one hand, I'm dealing with my own personal terror and putting it to one side, but my own personal terror isn't really disconnected from our global terror. Now, obviously dependent upon where we all are, dependent upon how much time and energy we give to observing the world as a reflection of ourselves and seeing the injustices in the world, and just really knowing on a personal level there's no more that needs to be done, but on a personal level that it's not right, it's not okay, and what that really means for us is. And on that, from that perspective, from that angle, from that understanding, we have a terror from life. We have a terror in the present moment, in the present day, that whether we believe it or not, we're all fighting through it on some level. And it's to really readjust my perception of my own life and my own troubles and grow up, you know, because the perception is, and it's a correct perception, what am I going to do to change the world? And the truth is, where I am, especially with my health and my mental health and everything else, is no hope for me to think anything in that direction, to ever think that I'm going to make a change in this world for the better. But regardless, I see life, and it's put this on my plate. So I'm having to do it anyway, kind of thing. From whatever I can to live my life and try and forget my own personal problems, or at least compartmentalize them to such an extent that I see them accurately, or to see them in a way that life is asking me to see them. So in other words, In other words, what am I trying to say? How can I put it to you? So I've got trapped within my problems, yeah? I've got my own problems in my own life, and because they're my life, it's easy to get trapped in them. But if I look at where those problems are coming from and why they're likely here, the answer is a case of hard love. I'm experiencing my problems as a result of other people through hard love. Now that's not the ideal way to have a world. Not when we have the potential we have as human beings to do so many marvellous, fantastic things. But we're still living in a very dense, very old and past its time mindset of hard love, and we sort of have to, because we're not past it yet. And that's the enlightened perception of the situation. If I apply myself and I say, well, look, I've got all my problems. Why is this happening to me? And that's my answer. It's hard love I'm experiencing. To grow, to be a better person, to be of service more. It's hard. It's not pleasant. If I structure my mind to the situation better and see it for what it is, I can maybe grow up to that really traumatic, painful acceptance of the world and its situation as a whole that it presents us as a species. Because being able to digest the truth is not easy, and it's not for everybody, and it's not pleasant in any way. But really that's what we're being asked to do as a collective species, is to wake up to reality. And in waking up, all those little personal problems, if we really knew what was going on, are insignificant, because at that level, when you're aware of the suffering we're all going through, you're compelled as a human being to be there for your fellow brothers and sisters, for all those people that look like you and are suffering like you and more than you and me. And it's to become an adult to that, and it's to endure. It's the learning to endure process. And that's why you become an adult, because it's not for children. That task isn't for children. And as an adult, it gives you the energy that you need to overcome life's problems, to fight your life so that we can be free together. Now, from a personal perspective, there's a lot for me to restructure in terms of my own mind. There's a lot for me to really deal with and really bang my head against time and time again to get a correct perception, and to really allow that endurance through love and consciousness to come to fruition. and it's a hard task that lies ahead, and that's why I'm making this live stream now, because I wouldn't have been able to if I would have been real and honest and truthful about my own personal problems, because they're that much of a challenge. But because I want a solution to my problems, and I see this is what is the only thing there is a plausible explanation for my problems, I have to be proactive, and I'm taking this approach, and I'm making a live stream now in a lighter tone to be able to first instance is to remove my own personal troubles, is to make my life easier, because my life wasn't operating the way it was. And at the same time, I get to be of service, the thing that I've really looked for many years, to be there, to give, to live in love through what love is in modern times, and that is enduring. So I'm taking on board my own personal problems, working through them slowly, and going to try and push them to reshape them to the perspective of being there for us all. And that's where I am now. So I was hoping to make it more spiritual, you know, give in terms of what I have to what I see of the world on a daily basis. And if this current plan comes about, then great, and if it doesn't, I would have learned a valuable lesson through the process, and that's why I'm not afraid to begin this, even though it looks less than appealing from where I'm at. It's just what's needed, and I'm getting on with it. So what I'm going to do, I think I'll end this live stream now and start a new one without any context, and just go into some sort of spiritual idea I have to share from my teachings, from my understandings, that could be of benefit to us, rather than me talking about my problems alone. So I might see you in a few minutes, or I might see you in a few days on another live stream. As my modern day philosophers that I listen to most days, Nas and Daily and state on the track that gets me up and wakes me up most days, Africa must wake up. We must wake up. I must wake up. I'm ready to change. And be there for us. And not from what we've learnt. So in other words, I don't care about how you treat me. How you treat me is what you've learnt. I'm going to be there for you, for us all, simply because you're a human being. And being a and I'll be there for you on that level. I'll hold no regard for anything that you know, the way you treat me, or anything else, until it becomes more humanistic. But that's irrelevant to the point. I'm treating you as a human in the first place. So it's Tuesday. I've overstayed my welcome here at my current mooring spot for the boat, and I need to get myself focused and on track so I can move off for the neighbours I've disturbed here. And at the next spot, I'll do my best to get it more and more in check and disturb less and less people as I move on to the boat in the coming weeks and months, more and more, because you can't expect a human being in this world not to have bare minimum essentials. What's missing in your life? If you were absolutely truthful and honest, that you need to allow yourself breathing space just to be human. Go get it, man.